So just as lines can be parallel or intersect, planes can be parallel or intersect. Planes that do not intersect are parallel. So here we would have R, plane R is parallel to plane S. Here we would have plane N is parallel to plane M. Oh, there we go. Sorry, let's just get this set up for you. All right, and vertical planes may remind you of opposite walls going up and down. Horizontal planes may remind you of the ceiling and the floor. They run along the horizontal. It's called the horizontal plane, and the vertical plane. So these have all been postulates. And again, postulates are assumed to be true. Postulates are assumed to be true. Why is that important? Well, because when we start using our logic, we can only assume to have a valid reasoning. We have to have valid arguments, valid statements, and all of these postulates are assumed to be true. Okay, so any line that contains 2 points has to be in the plane. If you are given 2 points in a plane, the line within these points also has to be in the plane. Okay, so 2 points define a line. If 2 points are on a line, that line must be on the same plane. And we'll end with this. Here's our first theorem. So this is just a reminder of where we've come from here. We have undefined terms, which is your point, line, and plane. From there, you get defined terms or definitions. From there, you get postulates, which are assumed true. And on top of postulates, or one level more abstract from postulates, are theorems. Theorems are also true. And here's theorem 111. This says that this is chapter 1, section 1, the first theorem presented. So if I had theorem 4, 3, 7, that would be from chapter 4, section 3, the 7th theorem presented in that section. That's the naming convention for the theorems. And here's our theorem. The midpoint of a line is unique. Midpoint of a line segment is unique. A line segment cannot have 2 different midpoints. You can't have a midpoint here and a midpoint here. It's a line segment midpoint is unique. It is the point that breaks the segment into 2 congruent parts. And so you would be able to say that the length of AM is 1/2 the length of segment AB. So a midpoint is unique. So we're done with section 1.1. We'll be moving on to section 1.